America's Most Powerful Women by Newsweek magazine as San Francisco's first female African-American and Indian-American district attorney. Kamala Harris has received praise for raising conviction rates against violent criminals while creating innovative programs to reduce crime and prevent repeat offenders. Now she's out with a new book called Smart on Crime, a career prosecutor's plan to make us safer. Kamala, good morning.
Nice to have you here. It's wonderful to be here.
Crime is something we think about every single day, whether you've been directly impacted by it or indirectly. We pay for it every single day in this country. And you think, in large part, we're going about fighting it wrong. Why?
Well, first of all, as a career prosecutor, I can tell you that there is no question in my mind or in anyone's mind. Serious and violent crime, lock them up. We know that. And we know about serious and violent crime because it's on the front page of our paper every day and the leading story on the evening news.
So you don't differ from other people on that subject. It's on nonviolent crime where you differ.
Absolutely. If you look at crime, look at it on a pyramid. At the top of the pyramid, serious and most violent crime. It's our priority, let's deal with it. But truly, it is the fewest number of crimes that are occupying so much space and so much money in our criminal justice system. And frankly, we cannot have a one-size-fits-all approach. And that's why a lot of what I talk about in the book is let's bust the myths and get over, the idea that, for example, when we want to talk about criminal justice policy, we want tough talk and lock them up talk. Let's realize that the bulk of what we're dealing with is crime that is recidivist in nature. There's a revolving door around it, and we've got to get smarter around cycling people out.
You surprised some people by saying, you know what we should target? We should take a good, hard look at elementary school truancy.
Absolutely.
And other people say, wait a second, let's go to high school truancy because they're most likely to get in trouble. You say, no, let's go to the elementary schools. Why?
Let me tell you, I have seen in my city and throughout this country where we have large number of elementary school students who are literally missing 60 to 80 days of a 180-day school year. And as far as I'm concerned, a child going without an education is tantamount to a crime, and we need to treat it as seriously as we would any other issue, because invariably that kid will be the high school dropout who will be the crime victim and the perpetrator.
You've started another program that's getting a lot of attention nationwide. You started it out there, but it's being copied nationwide, called Back on Track.
Right.
I'll paraphrase it. You jump in and correct me if I'm wrong. You get a young offender. Yeah. They've committed a drug offense. They don't go to jail. They go to a boot camp for a year. They plead guilty.
Right.
They go through drug testing. They get a GED while they're in this program. And when they're finished with it, if they don't screw up, they get that felony conviction dropped, which allows them to go off and get a job easier.
And Back on Track, as an initiative, has proven over the course of 4.5 years to reduce the recidivism or reoffense rate for that population from 54% to less than 10%.
But not perfect program. And because you're running for Attorney General and you're raising a lot of money, they're targeting you. And one of the things your critics have dug up is that there were some illegal immigrants involved in that program who got their felony convictions dropped because of it. How did that happen?
Well, first of all, let me say this. Some would say that innovation in government and innovation in law enforcement is an oxymoron. I would suggest to you that's not true. But inherent in innovation means you're going to try to do something as it's never been done, but based on the idea that you can actually improve the system. So I created Back on Track. Did I figure out every scenario? No. So early on, we realized we hadn't safeguarded for illegal immigrants being in the program. When we learned that happened, we fixed it. There you go.
I mentioned in one of the teases for your segment, Kamala, that you have been called by some a female Barack Obama. Well, you dip your head there, and I'm wondering if that isn't a bit of a double-edged sword, because Barack Obama, for as popular as he was and continues to be, if you look at the polling we've done recently, it says they still give him, a lot of people still give him high marks on style and inspiration, but not such high marks when it comes to accomplishment, getting the job done. So are you worried about that comparison?
Well, I'll tell you, as now second term as district attorney of San Francisco and as a career prosecutor, I know the power that I have as a prosecutor, and it is immense. And when we're in positions of leadership, I think we should do my prayer every night is that I will be judged based on a body of work and not the popularity of any one decision. And I applaud our president for taking on very difficult issues and not taking on these issues in pursuit of popularity, but actually thinking about what is in the best interest of our
talking about politics coming from a view of the streets, you know what I'm saying, dog? We're not coming from professional view. We're not lawyers, none of that shit that's on TV, you know what I'm saying? We come straight from the hood, the hood view, you know? Representation of black people, period, on the bench, because we don't know who Clarence Thomas is representing. He's sitting on a Supreme Court, sitting on a bench, smelling like cocoa butter.
2, 345. We live.
Something like that.
Welcome to Hoodview Politics, where we go into a deep, detailed dive into politics from a hood point of view. I'm Rabbit Jones.
And I'm Tony, the number one soul brother. And welcome to a Thursday night Hoodview Politics Daily News Podcast. We're going to get into everything that's happening today.
And there's a lot going on. We're talking about
What's
fake
going on there?
MAGA bots.
Oh.
We got the vice president interview. It's a lot to get into. It's a lot.
Yeah.
We got JD Vance getting booed off stage.
Yeah, we got that too.
What is that about? Like, all right. Now, like, before we go any further, right? The intro video, y'all seen the vice president 14 years ago when she was just in Los Angeles, right?
Right.
And all you black people got your situations where you she locked us up and all this stuff, right? So right now, as you can listen to her talk, it was not about locking nobody. In fact, she was going out of her way to make sure nobody was going to jail. Be honest with you, unless you raped or killed somebody.
Something like that.
You know what I'm saying? So she started to back on track. Something you probably never heard of, but look that up because it's probably nationwide now.
Mm-hmm.
Where somebody can now work their way back into society. If they only screw that shit up along the way, they can get rid of the felony and go back to working and being a regular life, right? We talking about boot camp, drug tests. Before they leave, they have a GED. That's a person that's set up to now work into the work process of America, right? Or do you just put people in jail, then just put them out? Where now they had no skills, they just out here with no chance to get a job, and the criteria for being out is you need to get a job.
Something like that.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just some things you make it hard on the black culture in the system, in the justice system. And you had somebody there that's working in a system and was telling you it need reforming, it need re-innovation. And the things she tried, she want to try more of those things. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't hate on a motherfucker. Like before the back on track joint, it was just straight go to jail. You know what I'm saying? You just come out. So you can't say she just throwing people in jail, bro. That's the part I don't understand. Like, if you know her history, if you motherfucking research, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna play a motherfucker DL Hubert when we get a chance before the joint. And where he explained where he took all this stuff that people were saying, you know what I'm saying? Like she locked black people up and all this shit and never researched or nothing. And he just was saying it. And then he gets a call from the vice president and tell this motherfucker, come on, Miles, bro. I'm talking to your dumb ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Research, you bitch nigga. And once he researched, guess what? He realized he was dumb as fuck.
Something like that.
That's the problem. You know what I'm saying, dog? But you gotta give him credit. He comes on DNC, apologizing and trying his best to reverse that, right? After you found out what the fuck issues were real and what was not. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we say about everybody. That's why we here, really, to give black culture the information they need to make the right decisions. And we just average motherfucker. You can't get no average off the street motherfuckers than us. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's all we here. And tonight we here for the big interview. The vice president that these bitch ass niggas been whining and crying for that they got. You know what I'm saying, Doc?
Yep. Look, I said it before and I'll say it again. A lot of y'all, I'm talking to my brothers and sisters out there, a lot of y'all get caught up in not knowing what's what because y'all believe everything that comes across the TV and everything that's said online is to be true. And y'all don't do instead of doing the research. And doing research, it ain't like doing homework. It ain't like studying. Sometimes all you got to do is Google it. And you will find out that everything ain't what you were told it is. Ask D.L. Hewley. Well, look, She wasn't locking brothers up for weed and all this old other shit that they put out there. Then you got brothers out there spreading this garbage. But she was one of the first ones to have programs for nonviolent offenders to, one, not lock them up, to not fuck up their records so they couldn't get a job, so they couldn't get housing, so they couldn't get a lot of things. So she was on the bottom floor of that. She was one of the first ones. And by a lot of people out here want to listen to what the other side say and listen to what haters say and people that just don't like her say. Y'all want to believe every goddamn thing that come out somebody's mouth, if it's true or not, without looking it up for yourself. Look it up for yourself. You will find out that a lot of shit that they put out there about this woman is not true. And y'all going around slandering her. I'm not gonna vote for her because she did this and she locked up all the brothers and shit, and I ain't voting for her. Okay. Then when you come to find out that the shit ain't true, then you got another excuse. And she did this and she ain't about this and she ain't about that. Come on, y'all. Be real.
Yeah. That's why we at a crossroads, bro. It's just a crossroads. It's just like at this point, the people that say they MAGA that's black mentally know what they're doing. It's either massage, they just doing it for YouTube clicks. They know what they're doing at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the fact that let's say, for example, Mike Tyson, right? He said, "Oh yeah, I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I support Trump," right? But do you think Mike Tyson will go in that booth and actually vote for that racist pig, bro?
Yeah.
I actually do not think he's gonna do that.
I think he is.
He gonna say all this shit. Even when he come out, he gonna say all this shit. But that nigga, man, if you watch Mike Tyson since he been boxing and all this shit, me and you both seen him come up. He not shy to being a black man, bro.
Nah, he's not that.
True or false, right? So I get what's going on here. Man, fucking Trump helped him out of situations, right? It was a boxing world at the time, and Trump moved at the top of it, where you got a boxing his joint. You know what I'm saying? So I get something happened during that time where he's trying to just be loyal to this man that looked out for him. But once you get in that booth, that nigga is not dumb. That's my point. Now you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but Mike Tyson been a Trump supporter for forever. So I don't see him going the other way. Just like Teddy Riley is not going the other way. Just like Don King is not going the other way. Then you got a lot of people out here. So
you naming people that somewhere 30 years ago tangled and got crossed up with Trump some kind of way because Trump had his fingers in a lot of boxing shit.
But Trump then did,
especially Don King.
Trump then did a lot of things. But
going in the booth is a different thing than saying, "Hey, Trump, I got you, bro. Fuck them." Da, 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 da. But this is Project 2025, right? Women, minorities, chicks, kids, just be fucked. And by this point, these people know that. Mike Tyson know this.
But see, the problem with that is you got a lot of people out here and a lot of people out here that support Trump that think that Project 2025 don't apply to them. They think that, you know, what's in there ain't going to affect them in the long run, even though it is. So you got people like a Mike Tyson, like a Teddy Riley, who Trump then did some things over the years for people. You know what I'm saying? And he did, and the people that fuck with him, if one thing you can say about him, the people that fuck with him are loyal to him. And you can't tell them nothing about that man. No matter what come out his mouth, no matter what he do, no matter what he say, you can't tell these people. Trump just said some of the wildest shit, but if you call him a racist, He ain't no racist.
It's the thing is
It's-
that like people
yeah.
like Mike Tyson, you make yourself look bad, but you like one of the Black history motherfucking top heroes, right? And when you support a racist, and then even if you don't think it's racist, you can't look at that motherfucking interview he had with the black journalist and think that was okay then. You see what I'm saying? It's like I already know some of this stuff got to be rubbing black people wrong, that even the motherfuckers that support this clown, bro. Like some of that shit hits you different, bro. Like talking to black women like that hits you different. They can't deny that. You know what I'm saying? Like some of this shit just you just can't deny it.
At the end of the day, some of the shit Mike Tyson did to black women, so I don't even, shit, that make a lot of shit pale to what that jackass that's running for president just said and done. But I think those who like Trump are loyal to Trump. Those who fuck with him and he done something for along the way, they are loyal to him, and they're not gonna change. They're not gonna change. But let them be what they is. Like I said before, we here to talk to the people, that want to listen, that's willing to listen, and that want to hear the truth. And them the ones who we need to reach, because there's a whole lot more of them than it is the Mike Tysons, the Don Kings, the Teddy Rileys, and the Daryl Scotts, and the what's the bald headed chick at the Amber Rose, and all of these type people. So that in the words of JD Vance, they can go to hell.
And then we're gonna get into the motherfucking she should be about to start that thing in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But like you said, your man got booed on motherfucking let's explain this for a minute, right? It's a union. Me and my man worked in a union. I was in there for almost 10 years. I don't know how long you was.
A little while.
We was in a union, both of us, and we both acted as shop stewards, right? And so the union we know kind of inside out, you know what I'm saying? So he goes to a union joint after Walls go to a union. Now, one thing about being in a union, me and my man can tell you, it makes you informed of a lot of shit, right?
Yeah.
You're informed on what the fuck of their finances is. You're informed on a lot of things by just being in this shit, right? And if you go to a union setup, right, and start talking to people like they dumb, that's where you're gonna have a problem.
That's what they did.
Because when you're in union, you really know shit. You feel me?
Yep.
And if you come in that joint and start saying, I got y'all back, it just like it don't feel the same if somebody that came in there that actually did things that, like for example, when Walsh came in there and said, I did this and that and that. The vice president did this and that and that. For vice president went on the picking line. You know what I'm saying? Like naming shit, right?
Right.
It's easier for a union if I'm sitting there, a former union man, and that was all told to me. I'm sitting there like, damn, for real. And then this person come in here, and he was on the motherfucker. Him and his running mate was on the motherfucking tape talking about, hey, that was some cool ass shit. Get rid of those motherfucking protesters. Shit like that. It's like, what we doing here? You know what I'm saying? And you come in this joint and acting like none of that happened. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
and they're gonna talk to us like we just dumb. Of course you're gonna get booed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that goes back to something that happened earlier this year. Look, I always say, look, people ain't stupid, and voters ain't stupid, and voters pay attention. When you had was it early this year, late last year? I think it was early this year. You had all them strikes going on, and you had not only Joe Biden, but you also had Kamala Harris out there on the picket line with striking workers. And let's get one thing straight about what unions do for workers. Unions, for one, they protect your money, they protect your job, they protect your money, they make sure you got good working conditions, they make sure you are treated fair and treated right. That employers can't not do just anything to you. And Trump is not like that. Trump been a union busting person all of his life. Trump has been anti-union all of his life. So they know this. When Kamala Harris and Joe Biden was out there with striking union workers on the picket lines, they didn't send no message from the White House. They didn't do none of that. They didn't send nobody else out there. They was out there themselves with striking workers who wanted better benefits, better money, and better conditions. What did Donald Trump do? Donald Trump went at the same time they did this. He went and gave a speech and went out there at a non-union plant in Detroit, and then act like he did something. He was out there with scab workers, or he was supporting scab workers. When you had at the time a 70-something-year-old man and her out there on the picket line. So they look, not just them auto workers that was striking. They not only saw this, but firefighter workers,
my point.
workers from all over. Dumb. Look, one thing about union workers, and I will say this: no matter what union you in, you can be an auto worker, you can be a food service worker, you can be in the union for hospitality workers, nurses, teachers. All unions stick together. They stick together and they pay attention. They pay attention to what is going on in other unions and with other strikes and all of that. They seen this and they seen what he did. And for Donald Trump and J.D. Vance to go in front of the firefighters union and thought it wasn't going to be, it was all good. It wasn't going to be no backlash. And like nobody know what you did.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. That's the problem. They think people are stupid. They think people don't pay attention, because a lot of the people that they talk to and that support them don't pay attention. They only pay attention to what he says and the news outlets that he says it on. And therefore, they don't really have a full grasp on reality of what the fuck is going on.
Not only that, if you out there joint striking, you striking because you've been treated like shit in this job site.
Correct.
Either your wages, the environment, the supervisors, the whole nine is fucked up. You so depressed that you have to go out there and fucking strike. Now, striking is fucking is touchy, because you're risking your job when you strike, right?
Mm-hmm.
For you can have owners and shit like these two clowns, like Musk. So you risk it, right? So your goal is the strike cause enough commotion, hold up enough production, right, to force them to talk to you, right? At the same time, it's people called scabs that walks in the bitch and just say, all right, just do me. Treat me any fucking kind of way, right?
Yeah,
Then I want y'all to picture this. This is people in a line striking, saying, I need more wages. I need better environment. I need this and that. I need this and that. And two people walk up and try to walk in there and just get a job. Elon Musk and them is waiting for, right?
Yeah.
That's a scab. A scab is a motherfucker knowing you picketing, knowing it's a fucked up job situation, but say, I'm gonna
cross the line.
Exactly.
They're the ones that cross the line and go in and
that's a scab.
Yeah, they don't respect the fact that these people out here,
that's a scab,
that they don't mind being treated the way these people are striking for being treated. Exactly. They don't give a fuck if the wages ain't right. They don't give a fuck if the working conditions ain't good. They don't give a fuck.
Those are the people Elon Musk and Donald Trump want to be in there. Once you try to strike, they want people to cross.
Yeah, they want like that.
They want to hire those people, and then if if we were striking like we struck before, we did that before. But if we literally had the president of the United States beside us, bro, you know how quick they would have hurried up and did everything quickly?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? The vice president, like, shit. That would have been, it's over. They would have ran out the, knowing those people that was in that office, bro, they would have ran out that bitch so quick if the president would have popped out.
That's why
he gave us whatever the fuck we needed.
That's why he got booed like that. Because people, man, look, people pay attention. And people pay attention. People pay attention to the things that affect their life. And when you talk about union workers and people that are in union, you're talking about their job, their livelihood. And if you talking and you talking about a guy that's running for president that been anti-union all his life, he don't care about them people. And for you to show up and to pretend that you care, that's like, you might as well just spit in their face. Don't show up and pretend that you care when you really don't. When the things that you have done all of your business life is contrary to what you coming in here saying. That's bullshit.
Another thing about being in the union, man, it's just so much almost the same as being in the government, right? Like if you sign a bill in government and you negotiate shit, you get the chance to just walk out and feel what you just signed. People walk up to you, man, I appreciate you, man, giving that bill so we can have jobs here and there. You can feel it, you know what I'm saying? Like when you sign a motherfucking contract in the motherfucking union, you can feel it when you walk through your plant or where you work at. When people are like, man, I'm glad I make more now, or I can take off because I can use my vacation day. You know what I'm saying? You start looking at them like, damn, that really was something that really helped people. You know what I'm saying? And when you start looking at that shit as something that helps, that's what makes unions what they are. But people like Trump and what's his name don't give a fuck about. They want to bust unions. They want to make motherfucking laws and rules that make people don't want to be in the union. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gotta understand the games that people are playing. So when he walked in there with no one Soul Brother was talking about, I'm gonna let y'all hear.
Thank you so much. Well, Simplify, guys. We got some, sounds like we got some fans and some haters. That's okay. Listen to what I have to say here and I'll make my pitch. President Trump and I are proud to be the most pro-worker Republican ticket in history. And I want to talk about why we're fighting for working people, why we're going to fight for unions and non-union alike. After supporting Democrats for so long in this union, what has it gotten you? Over the past 70 years, union membership in this country, and this is not a good thing, but it has declined. The influence of unions has declined. And the wages of working people, union and non-union alike, have not kept up with the pace of inflation over the last 3.5 years. So I want to ask you a question that Donald Trump asked America in 2016, what the hell do you have to lose?
Oh, God.
You all are the embodiment of American spirit, heroic, determined, selfless, hardworking, and tough. This country was built by people like you. America is great because of people like you, and I believe you deserve a government that is loyal to you.
Okay, this is how stupid he is. This is how dumb he is. It was, I believe, it was the auto workers. If I'm right, if I'm wrong, get me right. But I believe it was the auto workers.
Here,
it was one union that
here the firefighters here.
That it was Joe Biden. It was the Biden-Harris administration that saved their pensions. That saved these people pensions. If it wasn't for them, their pensions would have been gone. You cannot go out in front of, and like I said a few minutes ago, unions, no matter what unions they are, they pay attention to what's going on with other unions and with other, I don't care what union it is. You cannot go in front of a union and blow smoke up their ass. Like that shit Like, what the hell do you have to lose? And you know what? Because Kamala Harris can come right back and say, JD Vance asked you what the hell did you have to you what the hell do you have to lose? Well, if it wasn't for me and Joe Biden, y'all would have lost y'all pension. That's what the hell they have to lose. They have to lose their pensions. The
union itself.
Yeah, but what does a union get them? They keep their pensions. They get their health care benefits. They get they lose their 401ks. They lose all the shit all the benefits that being in a union that you don't notice at the time. You know, people complain about, man, they take a goddamn money on my check every week, but you don't realize what goes on going behind the scene that you got. So it's a lot that you can lose. Like I said, your pension, your health care, all of this, 401ks, all of that. That's what you have to lose. These people know that. They know that. That's why your dumb ass got booed.
And then on top of that, what burns me up about Republicans is they will do something to make things hard or not being able to pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll turn around and be like, what have they done for you? It's like, nigga, if you didn't block that or stop that, we would have had that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Why would you then turn around and be like, what have they done for you? They've been running in control of that. But you the one in the union busting. You the one that's trying to have laws to bust up unions or tell people to free the life or whatever the fuck y'all telling these people. That's what y'all want to do.
Yeah, that's what they want to do.
And then in the end, you're going to go in the union and be like, see, whatever they done for y'all. It's like they do this all the time. They fuck the economy up. Disaster. And then as the time that the Democrats is trying to fix it, they come out, look at the economy. Look what they did to it. And be like, what?
Right. Right.
It'd be so odd. It'd be something they did.
Right.
They would do it. They would fuck something up. And then literally just blame it on the Democrat.
Look.
It's the wildest shit, bro.
Look, people in the union know this much. All of those tax breaks that Trump gave to the 1% and his rich buddies and millionaires and billionaires, none of that. Hey, union workers ain't in that class. They ain't in that 1%
at all.
Union workers are part of the 99%. So, like I say, JD Vance, you cannot just walk up in there and blow smoke up them people's ass and think they're gonna go for fried ice cream. It's not happening. That's their problem. They don't have no feel for unions. They don't have no feel for anybody. If you seen what's his name do the joint? The other vice president for vice president candidate for vice president. He was more personal to this thing. You know what I'm saying? It was just more of a you get what he's saying. He get what we doing and we get him. His wife a teacher, she in the union, he in the union as we speak. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just different than talking to somebody that never been in union and always busting in unions. Because he's a teacher. The dude is a teacher, and more likely, I would think 99%. I'm 99% sure that him and his wife was in the teachers union, was part of the teachers union. Yeah, they know this. You say so you can So you can go out. You can go out and be authentic. You can be real. You can be yourself. You can go talk to these people and say, "Look, I know how it is." I'm not speaking on something I don't know. I'm telling you what I know. I'm in a union. I'm a union worker just like you are union workers. So look, I don't know who the fuck is advising these people, but y'all needed to get it together. Just like dumb Donald, who's running at the top of the ticket. He wants to come out today now and act like he's pro-choice, and like he didn't support a 6-week ban on abortion or whatever it is. Now he's saying, well, that 6 weeks is not enough. We need more than 6 weeks. I'm gonna vote for more than 6 weeks. Okay, now you're coming back with all this stupid shit after you listen to motherfuckers and put all them dumbass judges on the court that overturned Roe v. Wade.
Not only that, it was a vote in Florida for that. He never said what he voted with. Like, why would you can't tell him he's supposed to be pro-life? Nigga, what the fuck you mean?
The woman asked him today when he said this shit that now he's pro-choice. And now you want to act like he's pro-choice. She asked him, well, what are you going? You live in Florida. What are you going to vote for? Well, I'm going to vote for more than 6 weeks because I believe we need more than 6 weeks. Duh. That's the same thing they doing. They doing with talking to unions. Like, we forgot it was you that went out and basically looked for the judges that did what they did. And now you want to act like, and I forgot. Afterwards you bragged about it. Now you want to act like you doing women a favor, or you with women by saying we need more than 6 weeks.
It's a
Who do the fuck you think you fooling?
It's a thing that he doing where he just all over the place. He trying to say anything right now in the win this race.
Yeah, he fuck slam
Once he
up
start
in the
losing
head.
on something, he just making shit up after that.
Yeah, he just fuck slam up in the head.
Just like fuck it. You know what? I agree with that. Anything in the polls or just changing it. That you know what? I changed my mind. You can't change your mind on this shit. That's something you just can't do.
Right. You can't.
The people that vote for you won't let you do that. Like it's what they believe in.
This is what
It's that hardcore thing.
Yeah, this is what messing them up. And this is what I noticed. I noticed that they will come out against Kamala Harris and Tim Walz and try to make them seem like they flip-flopping. They flip-flopping on fracking. They flip-flopping on this. They flip-flopping on that. They flip-flopping on the other. When they'll come, but in reality, they are shit. They the worst flip-floppers of all, because now you want to bust unions, you want to end unions, you want to do all of this to unions, but you want to go before a union and say, oh, we're the most pro worker we'll be the most pro worker administration in ever. Like, people don't forget what you did, going to forget what you did and what you said. Now you want to worry about and say a 6-week ban on abortion is not enough when you bragged about putting the justices on the Supreme Court that overturned Roe v. Wade, and you've been talking shit about it ever since. Like, women, like, okay, now, women gonna get with me because I say we need more than 6 weeks. You shouldn't have fucked with it from the get-go. Just like you shouldn't have you're trying to fuck over unions. You wanna, the president and the vice president is out here with workers fighting for their rights. You at a fucking scab plant talking shit like they wasn't going to notice. Come on, bro. But she'll flip-flop on this and that and that. You just, I don't know. That ain't even called flip-flopping. I don't even know what the fuck to call that, what they doing.
No bullshit. At this point, what channel? It's not even, what's happening? It's not on.
It's on CNN.
Why they ain't playing it?
You need to go to CNN, the channel. It'll be on. Let me see. Let me check myself.
Let's check this thing out.
Okay, that's right. North Dakota State put foot the ass. 17-14 over Colorado. There's a shootout, young shootout here tonight. For those of y'all that's keeping up with college football. Okay.
It didn't even start yet. What happened?
I'll do this. We'll do it like this. Hey. Damn, that's some good looking, joyful warriors for Kamala. Yes, you are. Good looking woman. All right, we going. But
Why the fuck is it? We gotta find this
we
shit.
is, I mean, they just, I just think they flustered, they discombobulated, they messed up in the head, they fuck slam up,
PBS should have.
and they can't, they don't know how to
Definitely not.
to come at, because you have, I think this is what people are noticing. You had one way to come at Joe Biden, and it was working. He's old. He's too old to be president. He's falling apart at the seams. He's this, that, and the third. And you could go on that and go on that. And once that argument went out the window, you don't have nothing. Because what happened was they put somebody in Joe's place that got policy. And you don't have policy. And what have we been saying for the last, since 2016 when he ran? Dude ain't got no policy. He's not running on anything. He's only running on stirring up his base. He's running on racism, xenophobia, misogyny, and whatever else. That's what he's running on. Get them people that is not like us out of here. You know? Get them out of here. And clamp down on the ones that don't look like us. Put women in their place. That's what he been running on. That's not policy. That's his personal view of the world.
And then another thing, when they be like, man, if you just stick to the immigration, you stick to the economy. It's like the media telling him, if you just stop being crazy, we gonna cover for you. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make you look like a presidential. Like, nigga, wait a minute, this joint is on somewhere, man.
But see, this is the thing about that, and this is why she's taking immigration away from him, because at one point, yes, he could stir up his base and stir up MAGA and whatever, stir up Republicans and say with mass deportation and get them out of here. They rapists, they murderers, they this, that, and a third. Okay, you can't run. You can do that, but when she comes back now and says, "Hold on, you talking mass deportation and all this," we had a bill, the strongest bill in generations, and it was bipartisan, and you killed that bill. And so you ain't got no room to say shit about the border or nothing, because we could have did something real substantial on the border and with immigration, but you didn't want to lose a talking point that you had, so you had your buddies in Congress kill it.
Is this it?
Now, when she could come back and say, well, as she did when I'm president,
been vice president for 3.5 years.
Then
the steps that you're talking about now,
is that it?
Why haven't you done them already?
On top of that,
Well, first of all, we had to recover as an economy, and we have done that. I'm very proud of the work that we have done that has brought inflation down to less than 3%. The work that we have done to cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors. Donald Trump said he was going to do a number of things, including allowing Medicare to negotiate drug prices. Never happened. We did it. So now, as I travel in the state of Georgia and around our country, the number of seniors that have benefited. I was in Nevada recently, a grandmother who showed me her receipts. And before we capped the cost of insulin for seniors at $35 a month, she was paying hundreds of dollars, up to thousands of dollars a month for her insulin. She's not doing that anymore.
You maintain Bidenomics is a success.
I maintain that when we do the work of bringing down prescription medication for the American people, including capping the cost of the annual cost of prescription medication for seniors at $2,000, when we do what we did in the first year of being in office to extend the child tax credit so that we cut child poverty in America by over 50%, when we do what we have done to invest in the American people and bringing manufacturing back to the United States so that we created over 800,000 new manufacturing jobs, bringing business back to America, what we have done to improve the supply chain so we're not relying on foreign governments to supply American families with their basic needs, I'll say that that's good work. There's more to do, but that's good work.
I want to get some clarity on where you stand on some key policy issues. Energy is a big one. When you were in Congress, you supported the Green New Deal. And in 2019, you said, quote, "There is no question I'm in favor of banning fracking." Fracking, as you know, is a pretty big issue, particularly in your must-win state of Pennsylvania.
Sure.
Do you still want to ban fracking?
No, and I made that clear on the debate stage in 2020, that I would not ban fracking. As vice president, I did not ban fracking. As president, I will not ban fracking.
In 2019, I believe, in a town hall, you said you were asked, would you commit to implementing a federal ban on fracking on your first day in office? And you said, there's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. So yes.
Huh?
So it changed in that campaign?
In 2020, I made very clear where I stand. We are in 2024, and I've not changed that position, nor will I going forward.
Great
I
answer.
kept my word, and I will keep my word.
There you go.
What made you change that position at the time?
Well, let's be clear. My values have not changed. I believe it is very important that we take seriously what we must do to guard against what is a clear crisis in terms of the climate. And to do that, we can do what we have accomplished thus far. The Inflation Reduction Act, what we have done to invest, by my calculation, over probably $1 trillion over the next 10 years, investing in a clean energy economy. What we've already done, creating over 300,000 new clean energy jobs. That tells me, from my experience as vice president, we can do it without banning fracking. In fact, Dana, I cast the tie-breaking vote that actually increased leases for fracking as vice president. So I'm very clear about where I stand.
And was there some policy or scientific data that you saw that you said, oh, okay, I get it now?
Wait, what?
What I have seen is that we can grow and we can increase a thriving clean energy economy without banning fracking.
That's it.
That's fair.
Another issue, big one, is immigration. As vice president,
Fair
you
answer.
were tasked with addressing the root causes of migration in southern
Fracking's bad for the environment. That's why.
countries and
Northern
But it's also
the
jobs.
northern part
Right.
of Central America that affects the southern border of the U.S. During the Biden-Harris administration, there were record numbers of illegal border crossings. Why did the Biden-Harris administration wait 3.5 years to implement sweeping asylum restrictions?
This bitch.
Well, first of all, the root causes work that I did as vice president, that I was asked to do by the president, has actually resulted in a number of benefits, including historic investments by American businesses in that region. The number of immigrants coming from that region has actually reduced since we began that work. But I will say this, that Joe Biden and I and our administration worked with members of the United States Congress on an immigration issue that is very significant to the American people and to our security, which is the border. And through bipartisan work, including some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress, a bill was crafted, which we supported, which I support. And Donald Trump got word of this bill that would have contributed to securing our border. And because he believes that it would not have helped him politically,
Facts.
he told his folks in Congress, don't put it forward. He killed the bill,
Facts.
a border security bill that would have put 1,500 more agents on the border. And let me tell you something, the Border Patrol endorsed the bill. And I'm sure in large part because they knew they were working around the clock, and 1,500 more agents would help them. That bill would have allowed us to increase seizures of fentanyl. Ask any community in America that has been devastated by fentanyl, what passing that bill would have done to address their concern and a pain that they've experienced.
So you would push that legislation again. I just want to
Not
ask
only
about
push it, I will make sure that it comes to my desk and I would sign it.
just one other question about something
So
that
sign
you
that bill.
said in 2019 when you first ran. There was a debate. You raised your hand when asked whether or not the border should be decriminalized. Do you still believe that?
What?
I believe there should be consequence. We have laws that have to be followed and enforced that address and deal with people who cross our border illegally, and there should be consequence. And let's be clear, in this race, I'm the only person who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations who traffic in guns, drugs, and human beings. I'm the only person in this race who actually served a border state as Attorney General to enforce our laws, and I would enforce our laws as president going forward. I recognize the problem.
Generally speaking, how should voters look at some of the changes that you've made, that you've explained some of here in your policy? Is it because you have more experience now?
Hold on. I don't want to stop the joint, but she really irritating me, bro. But fuck it. It's like she doing. You see what I'm saying? Do you not want to move on, or you want? What is it about this thing? Her changing her positions that you want to keep going with. You know what I'm saying?
They're trying to catch her into something.
Like, what's the point?
They want to catch her. They try to make her a flopper or something. And this, if she had questioned Trump in the debate and
That the climate crisis is real, that it is an urgent matter to which we should apply metrics that include holding ourselves to deadlines around time. We did that with the Inflation Reduction Act. We have set goals for the United States of America and by extension the globe around when we should meet certain standards for reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. As an example, that value has not changed. My value around what we need to do to secure our border, that value has not changed. I spent 2 terms as the Attorney General of California prosecuting transnational criminal organizations, violations of American laws regarding the illegal passage of guns, drugs, and human beings across our border. My values have not changed.
Now,
and it is important to.
there's a few things, man. Like, she been talking to her now, thinking 10 to 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
But some reason, I don't know what it is, but she answered that question. I don't know how many different kind of ways. And y'all are still answering this shit, right? I mean, asking the same shit.
What I said the other night, you can best believe that she was going to press and she was going to fact check Kamala Harris. That's what she doing. She's going to press on whatever issue she bring up. She going to try to fact check her. She going to do everything tonight that she was criticized. Her and Jake Tapper was criticized in doing and not doing in the debate. When they didn't fact check Trump on anything, they didn't press him on anything. But you can best believe she gonna keep running the same questions back until she haul off and get the shit smacked out of her.
Oh, man, I'm trying to find the joy live, man, so we can see it. Shit blowing me, man.
Mm-hmm. This is a good one right here. Hold on. Let me pull this back up. She Dana Bash says, Trump suggested that you happened to turn black recently for political purposes, questioning a core part of your identity. Harris says yes. Banner Bass says any got cut off, I guess. Harris. Oh, sorry. Bass says any, so I guess she say any comment. Kamala Harris says same old tie playbook. Next question, please. Laughed it off. Then the Bass says, is that it? Harris said, that's it. So she handled, I said, I ain't worrying about her. She handles her business. The woman's a trained prosecutor.
Man.
Oh, damn.
I want to see this shit, man. I want to see her face. This shit wrong.
He said, I'm the only one that took on transnational criminals.
Oh, this might be it right here.
Palmer report says Dana Bass is literally just going through all the lines of bullshit that Trump rants about on Truth Social all day.
Coast Guard now
about all of them. What a piece of shit Dana Bass is.
It's over?
I don't know.
Let's see. It's over.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think they was gonna give him a full hour.
Just a little bit that we let me go find it. Just a little bit we saw was like almost what we thought was gonna happen. And shit.
Yeah.
She determined to give her questions from Republicans.
Mm-hmm. This is from Mueller,
Shit
she
is
wrote.
So stupid, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna quote some tweets. This is from Mueller, she wrote. So far, Harris is killing this interview. Brilliant. Walls is a natural, though he hasn't been asked her questions yet. Even Dana, this is from Bill Madden. Even Dana Bash knows it. Kamala Harris is so fucking ready for this moment. Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Man, shit, I want to see this shit. I'm mad, bro. But like you said, she made a lot of good. Like, if Charlie would have moved on, I'd have been more satisfied. It's like, come on, move on. Like, you don't want to know nothing else?
Because
that's why I don't like her, man. I already knew she was
like,
gonna be a piece of shit any fucking way, yeah.
Look,
it's just why I don't like that bitch, man.
They'll question everybody, and they'll question everybody tough and hard and fact check them on the spot and all. But they won't do this shit to Trump. But then again, when Trump gives an interview, Trump going to friendly places. And then when he does go outside of Fox News and Newsmax and all of them types of people, he put conditions on. The other places, like, nah, y'all ain't gonna fact check me. Like, it's a big back and forth now. That's like I say, I believe the debate will happen when it happens. Like he said that he'll agree to live open mics and don't mute each other during a debate. But those in his campaign have went behind his back basically and said, hell no, we agree to muted mics or whatever, because they don't trust him to not say something dumb or, blurt out something that I think, me personally, I think they want their mics cut off before he fuck around and call her a bitch or a nigga on a live mic during a debate. That's what I think. But look, this dude is a walking time bomb. And it's only gonna matter time before he gonna slip up. He gonna slip up and say something so fucked up.
You already been doing last few weeks.
Generally speaking, how should voters look at some of the changes that you've made, that you've explained some of here in your policy? Is it because you have more experience now and you've learned more about the information? Is it because you were running for president in a Democratic primary? And should they feel comfortable and confident that what you're saying now is going to be your policy moving forward?
Dana, I think the most important and most significant aspect of my policy perspective and decisions is my values have not changed. You mentioned the Green New Deal. I have always believed, and I have worked on it, that the climate crisis is real, that it is an urgent matter to which we should apply metrics that include holding ourselves to deadlines around time. We did that with the Inflation Reduction Act. We have set goals for the United States of America and by extension the globe around when we should meet certain standards for reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, as an example. That value has not changed. My value around what we need to do to secure our border, that value has not changed. I spent 2 terms as the Attorney General of California prosecuting transnational criminal organizations, violations of American laws regarding the illegal passage of guns, drugs, and human beings across our border. My values have not changed.
Now, that's kind of what I felt like my advice was to her was, and she kind of doing what I was saying. The fact that I said the Green New Deal, okay, but being in office with Biden, he accomplished everything.
If you've been getting scam texts like these, it was
really with the fracking.
I said that probably means your data's been leaked, and I have all of it.
The same argument I said to use is that's what I said when I was running for president. I've been in the office now. Biden has accomplished X, Y, B, and Z. Everything that I wanted to accomplish in this way. I found another way to do it. It's just that shit is real simple right there. You know what I'm saying? I knew that was the way to go with this shit. I'm starting to think my political thing is good.
I mean, it's like this. You can feel one way about something. And then because you don't have all the information and you don't know everything about a certain subject. But when you get into office, you tend to find out things, you turn to learn things, and sometimes your mind gets changed, or you look at shit from a different view. Like her on this, they keep bringing up fracking. Before she was in office here, or whenever she looked differently at it, she probably had a way that she felt. But getting in there and you learn what it is, what it's about, how it affects the people of the state, especially of the state of Pennsylvania, how it affects the economy of the state of Pennsylvania, you tend to see shit different. That's how you govern. You don't put your beliefs and what you feel on the country. You have to do what is best for the country. You have to do what is best for all 50 states. And sometimes what's good for a couple of states, you can't force something on them. It's like Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade got overturned because a group of people felt one way about the abortion issue. And they didn't think about women's health. They don't think about some of them don't think about a woman being raped, molested by a family member or something like that, incest, all types of shit like that. They don't think about the life of the mother, or maybe the child, the child might not be brought to term, or the child could come into the world with needs that the parents are just not able to or could afford to take care of. It's so many, they don't think about that. All they think about is, I don't like abortion, get rid of it. That's how you got abortion overturned. But if they would have thought about it the way she thought about this fracking issue, and says, hold on, yeah, I thought about it a certain way, but when I got in there, I learned this. I was taught this. I found out this, that, and the third. And I can't put what I feel on it. I have to do what's best for that state, for this state, and the country as a whole. That's how you govern. That's what people send you. That's what people send you to Washington, D.C. to do. It's to govern. It's not to force what you want onto the country. That's what Trump is trying to do. And that's what Project 2025 is. It is what they believe and what they want and the direction they want the country to be, their vision of the country, they want to force on the country as a whole. You can't do that.
That's the whole problem.
Whole problem.
Now, I can't even. I don't see no more clips on that joint. But the fact that I like the way Tim was. You hear him on the back side. She answered it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was the answer.
That was the answer.
Hey, bro. I didn't know you heard that.
I heard him in the background. I was like, who the hell is that? I forgot. There's both of them there.
That nigga was like, yep, you heard him. I fucks with him, bro.
Yeah,
I truly fucks with
hardcore.
dude, yeah. He gonna look forward for my black lady for sure. He said that like a true bodyguard, like, bitch, she answered that one.
She answered that. But that's what he there for.
Hey, bro. One joy she said, all right, now let me ask you another way. No, she answered that one. You got the answer. Oh my God. Bruh. I don't know, man. I just don't think all the other people that was vice president candidate would have been like him, bro. He just, I don't know. Like, he real bodyguardish, like, you know what I'm saying? Like she a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
He real, like, you ain't noticing how he is real protective, like.
Yeah, that's a job.
It's crazy as shit.
That's basically his job.
Oh,
and as we look and as we had looked back on the potential picks to be vice president, and we talked about it. Josh Shapiro, my pick, I can look back and see now. He wouldn't be her body. He may not have been the bodyguard type, the bodyguard type that Tim Walz is, because he got ambitions. He got ambitions for that seat, and he gonna do whatever it is he need to do so that if she loses this year, he can run in 2028. Or if
that's the scary part of that. Do you fuck it up for me to make that happen?
So you know she got somebody, you know, it's in the same way that when Obama picked Biden, Biden was
that's new.
No, Sarah Palin used to say that shit, and I don't know how that shit, damn. But Biden was basically Obama's bodyguard, and he was his credibility. But she don't need credibility because she's already the motherfucking vice president. But he's her protector, and going into the White House, you best believe he's going to protect her.
Oh yeah, you can see
for
that.
the 4 to 8 years that she's been there. That's why that's why, you know, like I say, I had my pick of who I wanted, but
I was wrong. Looking back at this I don't even want him no more.
Yeah, hindsight is 2020. So I can look back on it and say, yeah,
my man, but I don't want you no more.
Like, let me see.
I'm good.
Freddie. I don't know.
I'm very good.
Freddie Licious or whatever the fuck.
Let's talk about these polls for a minute before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Now, again, me personally, I don't really do the polls thing because I don't really understand them too much. But I do understand that y'all told me that Biden ain't had no fucking chance when he was down pretty much where Trump at now.
Yeah.
I was told. Now I don't know. I'm not real deep into politics like I want to be, but I was told by the big wigs in the Democratic Party that there's no chance. Biden had no chance. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, as I look at these polls now, after you told me that,
All right.
the numbers are the other way around.
Around.
So you tell me now, is Trump done now? Is he done?
I mean, look,
The way y'all was telling me Biden was done, like what the fuck?
like I said, I felt that if Biden stayed in the race, I think on election day, a lot of people would have it'd have been close, and I think that Biden would have won a close election. That's what I believe. But if y'all say that Trump was blowing Biden out and he ain't had no chance,
trying to figure out, yeah.
and now that the numbers have flipped, but he still got a chance,
yeah,
and it's a close race. That was the same thing. That was the same thing he said when he beat Hillary.
I'm confused.
The numbers he beat Hillary, he claimed it was a blowout.
Oh, fuck no.
That's what he said. That's what Trump said. Trump said, I blew her ass, I blew her out. But he lost to Biden by the same amount that he lost to Hillary. Yeah. But that wasn't a blowout. If one was a blowout and it's the same fucking numbers, both of them, you won by a blowout, that means Biden came back and blew you out according to your own standards.
The only reason he squawk it out because the motherfucking electoral college that really,
yeah,
the campaign, a lot of things happened. Comey, you had Hillary. She didn't even campaign in the Midwest at the end. She's more in Virginia and stuff like that. So I don't know. You could. It's a lot of blame for that.
That's a lot. I still say to this.
But if Comey didn't do what he did, it would have been a smooth sailing. She would have squeaked it out.
But Comey did
that. Comey fucked that whole thing
when
up.
he dropped that shit that he dropped, and the timing that he dropped it on,
exactly.
there was
no time rebuttal to it.
That was dirty. That was dirty, and that was more of election interference than any fucking thing.
It really was.
He talk
made
about
him do that to this day. She can't stand that battle.
Oh, she'll bust him in his head with a brick.
Like it was no reason for him to do it. Like, bruh, just hold on for a minute till after this shit is done. You dropped that for no fucking reason. You wasn't putting no charges. You wasn't doing anything. It was just to scold her, though, bro.
Yeah, it was some funky shit.
That was fucked up. That shaved at least a point off.
Hey, though, but speaking of that type of shit, I saw a tweet last week or week before last. They were talking about your man Killer Mike and Charlamagne, I think. And
they spin around circles, bro.
Yeah, somebody say, yeah. He said back in 2016, they say, Killer Mike and Charlamagne did some nasty work. And you know what? It was a lot of, you come to think about it, with Comey and all of this other shit, and people like Killer Mike and all them other people.
Killer Mike, they were the most misleading. They got me, yeah.
That was some nasty work.
And Killer Mike ain't apologize for none of that. That's why I give D.L. Hughley a lot of credit, bro, because some of these niggas don't even want to fall in their sword and say, you know what, I was doing way too much. I fucked everything up, bro.
Because Killer Mike, you know, we on here, we talk about Stacey Abrams, and you know, she lost 2 elections that we felt that she shouldn't have lost. But one of the big reasons she lost that first election was with the shit that people like Killer Mike was doing.
Oh yeah, he was putting out shit, supporting the other bum motherfucker.
I don't putting out folk.
I just like nigga.
It was work like it was nasty work like that really cost her that election, and
that's true.
And up until this point, and this is where I give.
And that's why we be mad.
I give Kamala Harris, and I'm gonna say this much too. I give a lot of credit to podcasters like us and it's a lot of podcasters, and it's a lot of social media and content creators out there that this time with Kamala Harris did not let that shit happen. And that is one of the reasons that we talked about it the other night. That was one of the reasons why content creators got their own space at the convention. And it was prominent because it was content like
now wait. Where those AKAs at?
What's the chump name? Mark Lamont Hill. Remember the shit that he went on with Breakfast Club or some shit like that and said, and he got online and said a whole bunch of shit. And it was a content creator, and God damn it, I forget his name, and I apologize for that. But he pulled out the receipts of what he said that Mark Lamont Hill claimed that he didn't say and he didn't do. And he put that shit online, and Mark Lamont Hill got dragged for like a week. They still dragging his ass over that shit. His shit ain't never been the same. He ain't been on X since. But it is people like us, the Two Raw, Two Reals, the Harry Sissons, it's a lot of them out there. Oh, Midas Touch. What's our girls? The two girls, the two white girls.
Hit it or quit it, some shit.
Yeah,
I fuck with them white girls. Yeah,
it is people like them that. Yeah, it is people like all of us that are putting this information out there, and we rebut the bullshit that's mainstream media. That you see that the CNNs, the MSNBCs, the Fox, they don't rebut the shit, especially in detail like we do.
Terrible.
Like if you listen to like now, if you listen to DL Hughley show in the afternoon, you think that motherfucker worked for the campaign.
Because we're gonna play now. Because he feels so bad by being a dumbass.
Yeah.
Like run around. Yeah, she locked niggas up and made her have to drop out. He part of the reasons why, right? Mm-hmm. And we're gonna play them before we move. But that's
93,000. Now, of course, Trump is saying that Kamala isn't black. I guarantee you this, Kamala's been black a lot longer than Trump's been a Republican. And if he keeps sliding in the polls the way he is, the only way he can keep Kamala out of the White House is if he buys it and refuses to rent it to her.
I like that one right there.
Of course, Kamala's getting broad support. They got black men for Kamala, white men for Kamala, Latinos and Asians for Kamala. They even have Republicans for Kamala. Republicans for Kamala. I guess Donald Trump will finally know what it's like when you get left for a younger woman.
Man got a white dudes for Kamala hat on.
But seriously,
like I said, remember me and you at the beginning, not the podcast, but beginning of this season. My whole thing was Biden had to win. Like you just admitted that you feel like Biden was going to win, but it's going to be a squeaker.
Yeah.
But I always kept telling you that this can't be a squeaker. This got to be a 90-10. This got to be a complete wipe the fuck out. If it's not, we're not getting rid of this nigga Trump, bro.
Well,
that's the big issue right there. If it's a squeaker, he gonna say it was stolen. He gonna be still. He probably keep on running for the next time.
But he wasn't running again. He wasn't running in 2028. If he lost, he would have. It was it for him. The Republicans would have found a way to push his ass out anyway. If he loses, which he is anyway, I believe. But I believe, and I believe that she's going to beat him. And she's going to beat him by a decent margin, but he's going to shut the fuck up on election night. And I think that because this shit he been doing lately with the military, and I say that because North Carolina is a strong military state. It's a lot of military folk, active and retired, in North Carolina. And North Carolina is close. And for the shit he said about the gold medal winners and that shit, and the suckers and losers, and now this thing this week with what happened at Arlington Cemetery. And it's a lot of military folk all over that's pissed off about it. And in a close state, like, no, I believe he's gonna lose. I believe he's gonna lose North Carolina.
That's gonna be
and
close.
Like and
It's gonna be close.
If he lose
North Carolina, this is
if you lose North Carolina, it's over.
Yeah.
If you lose Georgia, it's over.
Yeah, either one of those. And
you lose both.
The fact that we talking like that now, that we can compete in these two things that we just said, Georgia, that is a complete difference. You know what I'm saying? I feel the same about Arizona.
Yeah. And what did we talk about? What did we talk about after the convention about her bump? She up. And like I said, I predicted it again. She's up 6-7, and some points, some pros almost 8, but 6-7 points. And I said that shit. Coming out of the convention, she going up at least 5, 6, 7, maybe 8. Now she up 6-7 in some polls. So to come from where Biden was in the polls, and then when she got in a lot of these states, she was like down 5 points. And for her to go from 5 points down to say at least 5 points up, that's a 10-point swing. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. If you swung the numbers in a month's time, 10 points from going at least 5 down to at least 5 up. Dude got problems. Dude got big problems.
That's a big swing.
That's a big swing.
Not only that, the swing on enthusiasm.
Right.
They was 50, they was tied neck and neck enthusiasm. She up 20 points on enthusiasm now. Like, it's just crazy switch on what's going on, you know?
Yeah, but that goes back to what we talking about now, to with the polls. You cannot have a swing like that if you ain't got overwhelming enthusiasm and support. You got people are into it, people are out there, people are feeling Kamala Harris. And we got to look back at it, that the way the polls was for a long time when Biden was in the race, that shit was like that for a long time. The numbers between Biden and Trump. But for her, in a month,
it was stale.
Yeah, if in a month's time for her, like I say, it's at least in a lot of polls, a 10-point swing.
Hell yeah.
In a close race. Come on.
Exactly. For that, even Fox News had to bow down to the polls the other day.
Yeah.
It made Trump call them fake news. He called Fox News.
He said Fox
news.
Fox polls is unreliable.
Oh my.
But this is the thing, and this is how you know that she and would fuck him up. Is one poll. It's the Rasmussen poll. The Rasmussen poll. He loves this poll, and Republicans love this poll because that poll is always slanted Republican. Always. If you see a Rasmussen poll and you get, and it got the Republican in head, it's basically a fake poll, because they shit is always slanted that way, and they make sure it's slanted that way. In the latest Rasmussen poll, she's up.
That's what I'm saying. On Fox News itself, they almost had a heart attack the other day.
Did they?
They didn't even want to say it.
Man, he came out and went off on Fox.
But then there was so many angles she can win. They didn't even want to say that.
Nope.
And then at the end, he had to go ahead and say she might win North Carolina. He had to say it.
Yeah. And then, and not only that, she opened up
immediate.
That's
like fake news.
She opened up the Sunbelt states. She opened
This
up
thing is
Arizona.
bad, bro.
She opened up Arizona, which she leading in.
Like
Las Vegas.
She can lose. What's that? Pennsylvania. She can actually lose Pennsylvania and still win his presidency, bro. Yeah, and that is where you wanted to be,
because he don't have but so many.
I can't see her losing Pennsylvania though.
Oh, she's not gonna lose Pennsylvania.
I just can't. Michigan,
she's not gonna win it. She's not gonna lose it.
Michigan can be a problem
because
Michigan. I'm talking Michigan though,
because Obama taught us one thing: if you campaign with it, and the Democrats are in the cities, in the large population areas, if you turn out to vote around Philadelphia and places like Philadelphia, where it's a large, young, especially young African American and urban electorate, and you run them numbers up, you win. That's how he flipped Virginia. That's how he flipped a lot of states,
especially like places which they was at today campaigning somewhere Democrats have never been.
But she's smart, and
she ran a way smarter campaign.
And this is what, and see,
be honest with you,
this is what we can go back. We can go back on shit we was talking about, how Biden got out the race, and when I was talking about how they threatened him with the money. And when they told him that we ain't putting no more money, and the big donors say we ain't giving you no more money, and if we ain't gonna give you no money, we ain't gonna give them we ain't gonna give nobody in the down ballot races no money either. That's what really forced him out the race. It wasn't that he should get out. Then they telling him to get out is when the last big thing was the money. And then when you see when he got out, all that money she took in, 540 million. God. She got $500 million in a month's time. She got $500 million.
She literally don't need a dime. If you give her like just $100 million more,
peep that.
Geez, she gonna.
But
just keep feeding her though, and make sure she got more than enough to do whatever the fuck she want to do.
That was my point exactly. Because what is she doing now? Do you know he got to put money into Florida?
Oh my God.
He has to fight for Florida now.
He has to fight for Georgia.
Hold on. He has to fight even more for Georgia. He has to fight for Florida, and he has to fight for North Carolina. If it turns out that over the next month he got to put money in Ohio, done deal. But he got to fight. He got to fight for North Carolina, and he got to pour money. He got to pour money that he don't have.
I think right now, before we, I just think right now they're doing a head fake on these niggas. I really think North Carolina is their main thing right now.
Yeah,
they head faking them with Georgia because they filling them around in Georgia's seat. Can we get the numbers up here just in case? And if you can, damn, that's good. But North Carolina is the one we have to win. I just think North Carolina is their
North Carolina is a knockout blow. I think Georgia,
they don't really they want to make it close in Georgia. They don't really have to have.
I think they'll get Georgia with Warnock. Stacey Abrams is still very popular there.
Warnock, a campaign manager is Warnock ex-manager.
But with Warnock and Ossoff in Georgia, I think, and especially like Fulton County where Atlanta is, they'll run up the numbers there. I think they'll squeak out Georgia. I think they'll squeak out North Carolina. But now,
I gotta say North Carolina's in the bag.
But right now, if you make a Republican candidate fight for North Carolina and he got to fight for Florida, which is now his home state, he got to fight for his home state. Dude is in deep doo.
Now I'm gonna tell you how they should combat that. Then, right? If you Obama, I mean, damn. Trump joint, right? You should now spend time directly in Michigan and Wisconsin. Just stay in those two states, right? And he can make a problem in Michigan. That can offset some it's just so much going on in the Rust Belt. I mean, Sunset joint. He gonna have issues.
See,
he got leaks everywhere though.
Right. And the problem is you got Gretchen
he
Whitman.
can help with Michigan a little bit.
And you
if he
got
just spend a night there a lot.
You got you got Big Gretch or Gretchen Whitmer there. And the rappers in Detroit, Michigan, that gave her that nickname, Big Gretch. So you know how that
Michigan's
goes.
like,
but
damn, they could just
the
get
thing
Michigan,
about it is
Pennsylvania and Wisconsin.
If he
Georgia,
if he do what you say,
yeah, to try to offset something.
Yeah, no, but if he say, okay, I gotta keep going. Yeah, that's the problem. They are making him. It ain't even about winning some of them states. Yeah. They got enough money. They got enough money and enough money coming in that
compete in every state.
They make him fight for states he shouldn't have to fight for. And
I think he'll give up on North Carolina though.
Now, he can give up on North Carolina.
I think,
but
Georgia
this is another problem. This is another big ass problem, and this is a real big problem. Texas is close.
I heard that last night.
Texas is close.
I can't imagine. No, it might be. I just can't imagine.
I've been waiting Texas to go blue all my life. Texas.
If it get too close, watch for George Bush.
George Bush is never going to campaign for Trump.
If it get
never happened.
No, not for Trump.
Oh, for her.
If it get close, it will look like Texas. It looking like it's leaning her way.
Nope.
He gonna look so stupid by not saying anything. He gonna get involved. He gonna try to campaign for her or say something for her, have a speech or something.
This is what's going to flip Texas.
Him.
No. I'm gonna tell you my opinion. I believe Hispanics. Are going to flip Texas because the Hispanics in them, especially in them border states. I mean, them border counties in Texas.
True. And they trying to suppress their vote like they doing all
right. Yeah, we're talking about dreamers. See, they
throwing out ballots. They doing everything right now. People don't know what they doing.
They trying to jet out my.
Our next podcast, we're gonna go deeper into shit the Republicans doing to stop everybody from voting for real. That ain't white.
Texas, with Texas and Hispanics, they're trying to jet our mind trick. They're trying to say that people are crossing the border and voting in these elections, which is a lie because it's illegal for immigrants or people that are not citizens to vote in our elections. What's happening is you got millions upon millions of dreamers. You know who dreamers is? Dreamers are the young people that was the young children of immigrants that was born in this country. And it's our millions upon millions of them, especially in states like Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, where New Mexico is blue anyway. But if those, especially the new ones, if they turn out that vote, I ain't saying they will, but I think it's possible they can flip Texas. And I think at some point, if the Hispanic vote is too tough, because they'll get Houston and shit like that, they'll have to spend money in Texas. If they got to spend money, like I said, they're spending money in Florida, they're spending money in North Carolina. If they got to spend big money in Texas, which they don't have,
this is almost like checkers for real.
Now, but I
just think she doing it where she not worried about the other stuff that is this close. If she just make a play in North Carolina and Georgia, and keep her blue wall, this party is fucking over.
It's over.
So therefore, I think their focus is North Carolina, Georgia. They're gonna go back and forth with these two joints until the end. I think these are the two joints they focused on, right?
See,
but I just think Trump and them don't have no focus right now where they not combating like a chess move or nothing.
He's not campaigning.
Not doing anything.
You got this
and this hit with body shots right now.
And this is where happening. And this is another problem. This is see, I'm pointing out problems, and all y'all MAGA people out there that's listening, like my man Creed. I ain't heard from you in a couple nights, but this is the problem. Trump is not out there on the campaign trail. Trump ain't been on the campaign trail. He'll do 1, 2 spot events every once in a while. Trump's not on the campaign trail. Yeah, they sending JD Vance out there everywhere. And now, as you see in the night, JD Vance is starting to get booed. JD Vance is fucking up with the shit he say out his mouth, and they are constantly.
I don't think JD Vance can make it. I'm gonna tell you why. You got RFK and what's her name that's around him a lot now. The bitch that was supposed to be a Democrat.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Bitch, yeah, like
neither one to help.
And he can literally dump for either one of these two right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if it was Tulsi Gabbard, that would be an issue again.
I don't know. Nobody likes Tulsi. And
then what does she stand on at this point?
Right.
She's military, but letting this dude say all that, and you like, what are we doing?
It's like we've got to
fucking herself up.
We got it. Like we was going back and forth. What was it last week? He got the RFK Jr. endorsement, but it did nothing for him. No numbers changed nowhere because he don't have that kind of backing from his people. He has 1% or less. So that did nothing to him, but basically he wasted a day doing that when he should have been somewhere trying to show up support in them states where, as you said, he's leaking support.
The leaking is all over the country.
Oh, that nigga leaking like a motherfucker.
But like everybody, like we've been trying to explain to everybody before we got here, that this is mostly like a game they're doing. It's a game to a race.
Oh, yeah.
And money is involved. And where you spend your time at is crucial, bruh. And people, like when you start the race, it's most states that favor you, right? All right. So they know those spots. And then there's places that they not sure of who will go. And those are the battlegrounds. Those are the places where they go and fight it out. And it looks like Trump don't want to be in the battleground.
Yeah. And see, it go.
He don't want to go to the battleground, get the ballot in there.
And it goes
a battle in here.
And to me, it goes back to what I said a couple weeks ago. His campaign is a piece of shit because you didn't need JD Vance. Trump was MAGA enough by itself. Trump is MAGA. Nobody else. You didn't need JD Vance. JD Vance brings nothing.
Then he worse though than not bringing nothing.
He making you lose shit. And now you got you got a running mate. You got a running mate.
Got leaks everywhere.
You had. And I've been saying it since the day it happened. Since the day Roe v. Wade, since that day me and you, the day motherfucking Roe v. Wade got overturned, and we went on air that night, and I said he was gonna lose fucking women, and he had a women problem. He got a woman problem, and then he picked a running mate that made the woman problem 10 times worse.
I think, yeah, he is. The shit he think is even worse than the shit they knew Trump was doing.
And then on top of that, you got a running mate that don't bring nothing to the table and is losing losing you support among a demographic that you need. And then you, on top of that, the Harris and Walz campaign is making you fight and spend money in states that should be in the bag.
And on top of that, they're making them debate things. Like it's like she dropping little bombs to make them argue about that. And if you go on his motherfucking Truth Social or his Twitter, you can always tell what's bothering him now. Right. And most of the shit that she been doing lately is this nigga had a tweet that said, tampon Walz gotta be the worst pick ever. What?
You better look at your campaign, bro. You better look at your campaign.
The worst pick ever, like nobody on earth right now think that. You know what I'm saying? Be honest with anybody, right?
He picked somebody.
Even MAGAs don't even think that.
He picked somebody that's worse than Dan Quayle. What the
fuck? Is he worse than Dan Quayle?
Yes, he's worse than he's already already rated the worst VP pick in history.
And then the fact that he gonna tell my girl, bruh, he gonna go on and say she letting people die in Afghanistan.
Right.
Like, what is that? When you lie like that,
right?
And people don't know Trump started the evacuation. He put it in plans before he left. They continuate where he set out. So
Yes.
he was already pulling the fuck out.
Yes. And
This shit is dumb.
And they pulled the receipt when he bragged about it.
And on top of that, he pulled soldiers out, which made it less soldiers, and he paid motherfucking Ukraine, not Ukraine, god damn it.
Oh no.
Iran, he paid their soldiers and then left us with nothing. They rolled out. No. And then of course when we about to pull out when Biden in there, there's nothing there, there's no structure. No. Idiot ass nigga.
And on top of that,
you're gonna sit and blame him. That's what Republicans do though.
And on top of that, don't forget the 5,000 Taliban soldiers he let out.
Something they don't bring up. Something I need my girl to bring it up. Like he want to say, oh, y'all fault. He had the nerve to tell the people that lost their folks that they did it.
Yeah.
Like, why would you tell them that?
Look.
What?
Look. If the debate
happened, Kamala, and they did that. That was their fault. And they actually say that now. The lady was on CNN said, Kamala killed my son. Like, what? How's it her now, though?
Bitches, you crazy.
They done switched from Biden and just put her name in it. Like, now it's her. Now she killing people now. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, man, they crazy.
Hey, if you're a Trump supporter at this point and don't wake up, look in the mirror, he been saying the same thing for 9 years. You should put different people in it.
I think
he called Hillary nasty. He continued that all the way to everybody he run against.
She did.
Like he doing the same shit. Oh, he's a crook. Everybody crooks. Like everybody can't be crooks that you run against.
But
like what the fuck?
This shit crazy. He only got one playbook, and he only got a couple of plays in his playbook, and that shit ain't even fucking working.
Everybody gonna mess the economy up back to World War. Like everybody does this.
Everybody.
Like come on. Like you don't have no new material. You just taking Hillary name out and just putting you take Obama name out and just putting their names in and Biden name out and say, oh fuck it. Yeah, I just stick her name in there. It's your fault, Kamala.
Oh yeah, I gotta catch this joint. God, this is from Luke Russell. I used to fuck with Luke Russell. He was cool back in the day. Kamala Harris gave lucid. You hear that, y'all? Kamala Harris gave lucid and coherent answers on a variety of topics over 50 minutes. That alone sets the bar for the 2024 election. Damn. Tom Watson said,
I don't even think motherfucking Tampon Tom said Tim said a damn thing in that thing other than she answered that damn thing.
This is another one of them content creators that were the Shantizi is real. She was in at the convention. Bash, this from Tom Watson though. Bash is embarrassingly bad. Damn, he said embarrassingly bad.
Terrible though.
Harris owns the screen completely. That's it.
Because it's just like you're not making it's obvious what you're doing. You made yourself obvious early. The fact you go over and over, but your positions, you changed it because of what again? Nigga, we heard of the 8 other times you asked to move the fuck on.
And see, this is another thing. This is another thing that she doing.
Like, what the fuck?
This is another thing that she doing. That while Trump is sitting home in Mar-a-Lago or the New Jersey joint, running his golf course and playing golf every damn day, and then he tweeting on True Social all night, posting on True Social all night long like he crazy. Her and Tim Walz been on a 2-day bus tour through Georgia, campaigning. That's
it's just campaigning, bro.
I tell you, man, I'm gonna make you change your mind about that statement you made that Trump is a good campaigner.
Yeah.
I don't know. He a good.
Why the fuck is it still 47, 48? He shouldn't have that much.
Because
fuck
the country.
His shit should be in 30s. Easy.
It might be, but by the time she get through with his ass,
she beat him up real good though.
Look,
he's nice beating though. He's going to the body right now, but it's looking crucial. He's going to his knees almost, bro.
Plus, I think this too. I think he gonna have to do something this weekend.
JD Vance done.
Yeah, he gonna have to do something this weekend. He gonna have to give an interview or something, a press conference or interview this weekend, or
he already tried that,
or at least early next week after the holiday. He gonna have to do something to get out there because he didn't got a month,
There's
like a
nothing
month and a
left
half.
to do
There's
but
nothing
just
left
do
to
the
do
debates.
because
And he not
look,
going into the debates.
I don't think I swear, like I say,
He's not going.
I ain't saying that he ain't gonna do
He
it,
not
but
gonna.
I say I'll see the debates. I believe the debates when I see him, and I do not. I really, and depending on if he don't do it, it's no more debates. Period. It's not even gonna be a vice presidential debate. I don't think it's going
There's
to be.
no need for one.
I don't think it's going to be a vice presidential debate. Period. Because I don't think they want Tim Walz out there with the
I don't
shit.
even think JD Vance going to debate.
I don't think they want JD Vance out there with the shit that's coming out about him against Tim Walz. I really don't think that.
It's gonna be bad.
That's why I think if it's a debate, it's going to be this one between him and her, because like they were saying lately, he needs the debate more than her.
He in desperate mode.
He desperate and he needs a good showing.
So this is the same position Biden was in. Biden wanted a joint now. Just hurry and give it a debate so I can get back into this joint, and it didn't work.
But they say it was a conversation early, I think it was late last week, that it wasn't really Biden that wanted the early debate. It was motherfucking Trump who wanted the early debate, and Biden went for it.
Yeah, he wanted to get it out. Yeah,
because it was like Biden played himself, but they was glad.
So much went into it, though, bro.
But they was glad that however it turned out, they was glad that it happened then, because if he'd have had that, if Biden had the performance he had in the debate in September instead of back in June,
I don't think that would have.
It'd have been fucked.
I don't think it would matter.
Yeah.
I think the fact once he got corona, I think that would it made him sit there and really think about this shit.
But if he'd have had that performance at a debate in say they debated on September 10th, like him and Harris is scheduled to, instead of back in June, and he had that performance on say September 10th, there was no way in hell they could get him out the race. So really they kind of glad it was early, no matter who did it.
In his mind, he knew and the campaign knew he wasn't going to be able to campaign like she doing, like this type shit. Like, nah, you can't do all that with him. Like, so that's a limitation. So when you really look at it, you really understand why he did it. It was a good ass move, a smart move for him to do. He ain't have to do that. People gotta understand. He could just kept running. He the president right the fuck now, and just seeing who voted for who. He ain't give a fuck. But he stepped aside to give better odds to get Trump out, bro. You gotta get when they look back on him on history, bro. He gonna be so like that.
I'm scanning
if she wins.
Yeah, I'm scanning my Twitter, my X feed right about now, and I'll say this much: she's getting rave reviews for this. She's getting good reviews for this interview tonight. Her and Tim Walz,
but they're
saying they crushed it.
That's what I was trying to tell you. All the time we was on here, the fact we ain't hearing nothing means it is nothing for them to what's the name. She ain't nothing happen.
Mm-hmm. And like I was saying, this from Frank Luntz. Now Frank Luntz, he been this little wild polling ass. He want to jump on here now. Harris reminding voters that Trump sunk a bipartisan immigration solution makes him look pretty bad.
Right there. That was
smart
a key thing to drop in there, and then go in detail.
Right.
Me and him worked on this for months and months.
When did she do it? In a night?
They pressed
for the interview. The networks, Trump put his shit out there. They pressed her out. She ain't talk. Now, you already knew that the first time she would talk, all eyes would be on her.
And then another
in all ears. And you know what?
She brushed off the bullshit about that you change your things. Now you can't really ask about that. You change your mind. That's really explain in depth my transformation. I'm in office now, motherfucker. The guy I'm with, he did that shit I wanted to do. He just did it another way. Hey, bring me in your campaign, baby. We can work together. I can get you too. I'm thinking like y'all for some reason. Appreciate everybody tuning tonight, man.
Right on.
We'll definitely be back. You know what we do.
Yep.
This is what we do now. Walk off the street and talk to you. You know what I'm saying, dog? But if you watching, man, we appreciate everybody. I know it's on the we look at it, the joint that so many people watch our podcast but don't subscribe.
Yeah.
So we appreciate it if y'all just subscribe to join, man. Just for the
Yeah.
it helps us because we ain't
Help a
shit.
brother out.
You know what I'm saying, dog?
Help some brothers out.
So at the very least, just fucking
Hey,
like this shit. Man.
We trying to get on the algorithm too.
Like and
but
subscribe. You know?
One of them content creators I was talking about earlier, one of them that I be following, one is Chris Jackson, and I'm agree with this totally, and I'm gonna end it on this. The louder Republicans holler about VP Harris's interview, the more you know she nailed it, because the truth hurts. Peace.
Talking about politics coming from a view of the streets, you know what I'm saying, dog? You know, we're not coming from professional view. We're not lawyers, none of that shit that's on TV, you know what I'm saying? We come straight from the hood. The hood view.